Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to My English Diary. I'm absolutely thrilled you're joining us today. In today's explainer, we're diving into something pretty much all of us have faced at some point, the overwhelming anxiety of making big life decisions. Whether you're switching jobs, packing up and moving to a new city, or just trying to figure out what your next step is, making choices can feel, well, incredibly stressful. But today, we're going to explore a really powerful shift in perspective that can help you beat that fear and make those tough choices with total confidence. Let's get right into it. So, have you ever felt completely paralyzed by having too many options? Just imagine this. You've got a highly skilled professional, living abroad, working a totally stable job. Then, boom, the unexpected happens. They lose their job because their daily tasks are completely replaced by AI. Suddenly, they're staring at a totally blank slate. Now, having infinite choices might sound like an absolute dream, right? But in reality, it can cause massive panic. When your safety net is just gone, having endless options doesn't actually feel like freedom. It feels more like a ton of bricks pressing down on your shoulders. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. Burden of infinite choices. Why does sudden freedom feel like such a survival threat? When you're forced to make a huge life change, it feels terrifying. Look at how these questions just pile up. For this professional, suddenly it's step 1, which career path do I take? Step 2, which country should I move to? Step 3, which city? It's a scary example of the butterfly effect, this creeping fear that one tiny choice is going to radically change the rest of your life. And because we know our time and energy aren't infinite, especially as we get older, we get absolutely terrified that picking the wrong city or the wrong job is going to ruin everything. Which brings us to Section 2, the perfect choice illusion. We freeze up because we mistakenly believe there's this flawless, 100% perfect answer out there so we don't ruin our future. We call it the best answer, but honestly, it's a totally false idea. It's the myth that there is only one correct path to happiness and success. So many of us live in constant fear of choosing the wrong major at university or taking the wrong job because we think we're missing out on this magical, perfect path. We torture ourselves asking, what is the absolute best thing I can do? But since literally nobody can predict the future, searching for a perfect answer is just an impossible trap. So how do we get out of this trap? Let's move to Section 3, attitude over the choice. The real secret here is a major paradigm shift. I want you to let this quote sink in. What you choose is less important than your attitude after choosing. A successful life doesn't come from magically picking the perfect option every single time. Honestly, no one does that. Success comes from making a choice, humbly accepting it, and moving forward without constantly looking in the rearview mirror. When you make a decision without letting society push you around and you fully own the path you're on, you take all your power back. Now, you might be wondering, how can we actually make a choice if there is no best answer? This leads us to Section 4, defining your core values. Because there is no universal perfect path, the secret is to stop looking around at what everyone else is doing and start looking inward. You have to ignore that heavy societal pressure and ask yourself, what do I truly value in life? Instead of doing what your parents expect or what your friends think is successful, you need to define your absolute priorities. Do you crave safety and comfort, or are you all about adventure and creating new things? If you don't know your own non-negotiables yet, well, that's exactly where you need to start. Take a look at these 3 broad values, for example. Number 1, financial stability. Number 2, work-life balance. Number 3, creative freedom. If you know deep down that you're someone who values a healthy work-life balance way more than making a massive pile of money, then choosing between option A and option B suddenly becomes a whole lot less stressful. As long as your choice aligns with your core values, the specific details just don't matter quite as much. Now, what's really interesting about this next part, Section 5, the yin and yang. Every single decision you make is going to have pros and cons, light and dark. This is exactly why we often regret our choices. Look at these 2 common paths. On the left, corporate stability. Sure, it gives you a stable income and security, but the downside, less freedom. You might feel stuck in a rut. Now look at the right, freelance freedom. You get complete autonomy and self-growth, but the dark side, high financial anxiety. Neither path is perfect, right? If you go freelance but only obsess over the anxiety, you'll be miserable wishing you had a corporate job. But if you were in the office, you'd be dreaming of freedom. It's all about what trade-offs you're willing to accept. And that brings our narrative to its emotional core in Section 6, watering your chosen path. This is such a beautiful metaphor for how we should treat our decisions. We tend to look at other people's lives and assume they're strolling down this perfect, smooth path full of beautiful flowers,
Well, we feel stuck dragging our feet down a thorny path. But guys, that's just an illusion. Even if your chosen path feels difficult right now, even a thorny path has beautiful flowers, a gentle breeze, and singing birds if you look for them. You have to accept the downsides of your own path rather than staring jealously at someone else's. Every single road has its own unique joys and lessons.
So, I want to leave you with this one powerful question. Are you watering the good side of your decisions? No matter what you choose in life, there will be good and bad. If you constantly water the negative stuff with your complaints and regrets, that's exactly what will grow. But if you embrace your choice and water the positive aspects, the freedom, the lessons, the little joys, those will bloom, and your life will feel incredibly successful. Thank you so much for joining me today on My English Diary. I really hope this explainer helps you face your next big decision with a bit more peace and a lot more confidence. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll catch you next time.